Today we're going to do one of my favorite things, which is to answer questions from people like you. So this is a really good one because this is about loving someone and also finding them annoying. I'm Allison Velez, and I'm also going to do my best to help you find some skills and strategies to create a relationship that you love. Okay, so the question that I got is, I love my girlfriend, but sometimes I think I can't stand her. So is it normal that people you love and that also love you, that sometimes you might find them annoying? And what can I do about it? Well, my answer to this is, good Lord, I hope so, because people that I love annoy me all the time. But really, I mean, think about it. Most of our relationships with our parents are our primary ones in our early life. And we love our parents. Almost all of us relate to feeling love for our parents. But did your parents ever annoy you? Did you ever get tired of being around them? Of course you did. But even more importantly, your parents, who probably love you unconditionally, you probably have annoyed your parents before, right? So you have annoyed them and they almost certainly love you, and vice versa. So you can love someone and also have other emotions towards them. And I'll even suggest that loving somebody might make that even more the case. Because when you love someone, it means that they're very important to you. And the more important that someone's acceptance and your belonging is with that person, the more that those emotions are going to be intense. So if you've been in a committed relationship for any amount of time, you're going to find things that annoy you about your partner. That's just the way that it goes. If your expectation is that somebody that you love will never annoy you, then you're setting yourself up for some disappointment. So you first have to accept that you can have more than one feeling about someone. You can love somebody and at the same time be really angry with them, or you can love somebody and be very annoyed by something that they're doing. That doesn't mean that the love is not real. It doesn't mean that the annoyed is not real as well. But it shouldn't make you question the value of your relationship just because you feel annoyed sometimes. Now, I did take this question to mean some sort of mild annoyance. There are some things, especially when it comes down to differing values. You know, for instance, if it annoys you that your girlfriend is always shoplifting when you go to the mall, that's probably a values issue that you need to talk about. But if she annoys you because she leaves a glass of milk in the living room occasionally, then that's probably not necessarily a values thing, and it's more of a minor annoyance. So always, 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 I will say that you cannot count on changing anybody else. So if your girlfriend is doing something that is mildly annoying, like the milk thing, you could try having a conversation with her about it. You could try talking to her about why it's important to you. And you could ask her nicely if she would mind taking the milk to the kitchen. The problem is you can't force her to do that. And the more you make demands and go around bitching and complaining about it, then your girlfriend is probably not going to react too well to that. Remember, when you let your emotions come in, you're going to probably not get what you want. So my suggestion is try a few things. Number one, focus on yourself. How can you be more happy and satisfied within yourself? If you can think of something, do that. Then I want you to focus on the things that you love and appreciate about your girlfriend. There might be some things that you'd like her to change, but you can't count on that. So looking for the positives and the reasons that she's worth having around is going to make you much happier. The next thing that I want you to look at is try to evaluate whether you're spending too much time together. You know, we all need a balance of being together and being alone. Sometimes partners have differing levels of wanting to be together and alone as well. And you may have set yourself up for that because in the initial stages of a relationship, it can really feel exciting and you can almost feel obsessive about being with your partner and you love being with them every minute. But after the shiny kind of wears off of that, maybe you don't want to spend so much time together. And maybe your girlfriend is not in that same place as you. But that obsessive kind of being in love quality, that doesn't last. It's not sustainable over time. So you've got to set some real boundaries and parameters about what feels right for you in terms of being together and being alone. And you also should have outside friends as well. Have you ever heard that adage, man cannot live by bread alone? What that means is too much of only one thing or one person is not good for you. My biggest caution is that you don't let this annoyance build to a point of resentment, because it's hard to come back from that place. So once you've had a chance to evaluate all of these ideas and figure out if something sounds right for you, can you sit down and have an honest conversation with your girlfriend? Now, please don't tell her that she's annoying you. That's probably not going to end well. What you might do is just talk about the expectations in your relationship. And if it feels like it's too much together time for you, then you want to be upfront about that. Because if this has long-term potential, you're not going to be able to sustain spending so much time together. If there is something that's a values conflict between the two of you, then that's probably not going to change. People's values pretty much stay the same. It's really difficult to change values issues. So if it's a values issue at hand, then you really need to question whether you can stay in this relationship or not. You always have to remember, though, when you're dating someone, you are teaching them how to treat you. You are setting up expectations for the future of your relationship. So if you're dating someone and you don't feel like you can talk to them about something like this, or that you can take a break and be either alone or with your friends or whatever, then that's a problem, because you're not going to be able to maintain without that, if it's important to you, throughout the life of your relationship. It's always better to let your needs be known up front, because then she can even decide if she wants to stay with you. So embrace the annoyance. Just remember that you can be annoyed with someone and love them very much too. Take some time. Focus on yourself. Are you missing some of the things that fulfill you? Is there a hobby that you haven't been doing because you're very into this relationship? Are there friends that you haven't been hanging out with? Do you think that you're spending too much time together and that's contributing to the annoyance? Can you focus on the things that you love and appreciate about your girlfriend? And whatever you decide, have an open and honest conversation with her and let her know what your needs are, because that is a foundation of a winning relationship. All right, I hope that answered your question, and I'm going to have a lot more videos coming out, so subscribe to my channel if you want to get more tips and tricks to help you create a relationship that you love. Thanks, and have a great day.